Hey guys, Dr. Jeremy and Dr. Sean here with the Active Life. We're coming at you with the brute tip of the day, and it's going to be fixing your squat, and we're focusing on the ankle. All right guys, so the first thing we need to do is determine if your ankles are actually a problem in your squat. This is one of the things that, it's kind of a catch-all. People are like, oh, it's your ankles, oh, it's your ankles. Well, we need to test it first. And for a lot of you guys, it's not going to be a problem. But for those of us who failed the test that we're going to show you, it is a problem, and we're going to show you how to address your specific limitations. We'll be going over the ankle dorsiflexion test. So what we've done is we've laid out a ruler on the ground. Now we're going to take Sean and place his foot on the ruler, okay? The heel is on the ground, and what Sean wants to do is drive his knee towards the wall, keeping the femur in line with the foot. If he is able to touch the wall with his knee and keep his heel on the ground, he's going to move his foot away from the wall. The idea is you want to keep moving back and retesting if the knee can touch the wall until the heel comes up. So if Sean comes back nice and far, right, we start to see the heel rise, okay? Once we see that, we're going to come back in a little bit closer, get the knee on the wall with the heel on the ground, and take that measurement. This is the ankle dorsiflexion test. So, while Sean is at end range, I'm going to ask him a question. So Sean, why don't you go on into end range, right? I want to know where Sean is feeling this. And there are really two locations where we're going to feel it. One is going to be in the front of the ankle, right? The other place will be a stretch in the back of the ankle. Please note where they feel tension or pinching. All right, guys, so how to interpret that test, right? Average for males is 5.5 inches. Average for females is 4.5 inches. So if you are above average, you're good, move on. If you are below that average, we got some work to do. Now, where you felt the symptoms is gonna dictate what is short and how we're gonna then prescribe exercise. So if you were short and felt a little pinch in the front, we have 3 things we want you guys working on. The first thing is working on squatting on your toes. I know, that's taboo. But what we're trying to do is build a little proprioception of squatting with a vertical spine. So Sean's gonna demonstrate. He's up on his toes. He's gonna come on down to the bottom of that squat and then return up, right? We don't necessarily want you guys starting out with your 1 rep max doing this, right? But just even building this into your warm-ups, get your shoes off, get on your toes, and get a couple squats in. The second thing we want you guys to do is to hang out in the bottom of the squat, right? So Sean's just gonna go on down, and Sean's just gonna hang out down here, right? Accumulate 30 seconds, then a minute, then 2 minutes. If you're down here for 2 minutes at a time, start putting a barbell on your back. What this is gonna do, it's gonna allow a lot of the ligaments that are tight in the back of your ankles to start to elongate, and you're gonna start to unimpinge the front of your ankle. The next thing we're gonna do, Sean, if you hop up, is what we call the foot drills. These are great drills to increase proprioception and strength across the ankle. And essentially all it is walking 25 meters with your feet in different positions. So the first position that Sean would walk 25 meters in is on the outside blade of his foot. Go for a little walk there, okay? After he does his 25 meters on the outside of his foot, he's gonna turn around and walk on the inside of his foot, with the outside of his foot up off the ground. Very good. Once he does 25 meters there, he's gonna walk with his feet pointed in, or pigeon-toed. Then turn around and walk back with his feet pointed out, or duck-footed. He's then gonna walk 25 meters backwards on the balls of his feet. After this, he's gonna put his shoes on, because we don't wanna bruise your heels, and he's gonna walk on the heels of his feet forward. You don't need to demonstrate that. We don't want you to bruise. All right, guys, so if you failed the ankle dorsiflexion test and you felt a stretch in the back, there's nothing that we haven't already described that we wouldn't prescribe for you. We would have you do all of that stuff. We would just add one more drill, and that's eccentric dorsiflexion. All right, so Sean's gonna demonstrate. He's gonna hop up on the edge of this plate, right? He's gonna use both of his feet to come all the way up to his full range of plantar flexion. From here, he's gonna lift his right leg up and slowly lower himself down as far as it'll go. Once he runs out of range, he's then gonna drive his knee forward, hold it for a second, and then he's gonna use his other leg to help him come up to the top. So really, what we're looking for here, the lowering down, is really where you're getting the benefit. You don't need to worry about that concentric portion in building strength here, right? We want to really load you in that eccentric component, get to that end range, and really start pulling apart those muscles and tendons that are stuck together in the back of your calf. Good? Yeah, okay. So is that a cut in or should I do everything? What? Cut in? All right. So for the eccentric dorsiflexion, for the eccentric dorsiflexion, a beginner's prescription is 3 sets of 10 on each leg. A lot of people will feel a lot of soreness the days after this. That's okay, right? It'll become less and less as we move on. If you go ahead and you do 50 of these off the bat, expect to feel very sore, right? There's a certain amount of dose response that we're looking for here. So some soreness the day after or the day after that is okay. If you're sore for a week, scale it back down the next time you do it. Okay. We'll do it again. Okay. So for the eccentric dorsiflexion, for the eccentric dorsiflexion, a beginner's prescription is to do 3 sets of 10 every other day. All right? Doing 3 sets of 10 might cause you to be a little bit sore the day after, and that's fine, that's normal. If you're sore for several days after, scale the dose back, do 2 sets of 10. Right? It's very normal for people to feel sore after this, and if you go out and do a set of 50 on each leg the first day out, expect to walk a little funny. In summary, ankle mobility can limit your squat. Now we know if it's limiting your squat, and you also know if it is limiting your squat, what to do with it. So go out there, be diligent with your work, and if you're experiencing any pain with any of these exercises, go see a trusted professional to get it taken care of. Let us know how it goes.